Are Lorrie Davis, Dorothy Weisenberger, Denise Lambert, and Willie Mims in that order.
Correct. And I'm speaking on behalf of the CAC. On behalf of the CAC, I would like to comment on the FCMAT Special Ed report. I did send my report earlier today to Dr. Lawrence and Dr. Mills so the FCMAT presenters would have an opportunity to address our concerns while presenting their report to the board tonight. I also emailed it to the board members so they would have time to review. The FCMAT report begins with a statement that encroachment on the total unrestricted general fund is 48%, while the average for most districts operating comparable programs is approximately 25 to 35%. In my report, I've attached a worksheet where I have accumulated general fund contribution numbers from the districts in Contra Costa County. The spreadsheet has actuals for the school years 10-11 and 11-12, and then the 12-13 numbers are projections. I am still waiting for Mount Diablo to respond, but I wanted to share this data so you could see how many of our districts have general fund contribution rates in the 40% and 50% areas. FCMAT states we could decrease our unrestricted general fund contribution by $4.2 million while continuing to meet the maintenance of effort requirement. We're not sure how this can be accomplished when districts are required to spend the same amount of money as the previous year unless there are fewer students in special ed, district hires replacement staff at a lower cost, or students are moved to a lower cost placement, for example, bringing students from a county program or a non-public school back to a district program. FCMAT states one reduction would be in administrative staffing, an annual savings of almost $364,000, and provides a change in the organizational structure to maximize efficiency. Another recommended reduction in reducing staff positions could result in an annual cost savings of almost $614,000 with an additional estimated savings of $93,000 if a reduction in force takes place. As parents, job titles are not important to us. We just need to be assured that all required job responsibilities will be done. However, it is interesting that the report indicates Mount Diablo has more upper-level administrative positions than other districts and then recommends the addition of 3 director positions. We're wondering if these positions will be lateral moves or provide pay increases to the employees. In regards to alternative dispute resolution, FCMAT recommends the ADR coordinator's position become a director position and then eliminate the parent liaison position while maintaining the integrity of parent liaison activities through the use of volunteer resource parents and parent facilitators. As parents, we have several concerns. We are a single district SELPA. Our assistant superintendent actually wears 2 hats and must separate the SELPA responsibilities from the districts. In multi-district SELPAs, program specialists are trained to be neutral parties to assist parents and districts in reaching resolution. In Mount Diablo, the only 2 SELPA positions are the ADR coordinator and the parent liaison, who are employees of the district. For neutrality, we believe the ADR coordinator position should not be a director role. This position must be a neutral position and only report to the SELPA director. The SELPA function is to add another layer of communication and assistance to families. If this position is not neutral, the community will not use the service provided. We also believe the parent liaison position should continue as she has been instrumental in assisting parents to resolve issues before legal remedies are sought. The parent liaison helps parents seek alternatives to litigation. She also trains and meets monthly with resource parents, designs and implements parent training programs and workshops, thus decreasing litigation costs. The parent liaison is the reference person for all matters that can't be resolved by the volunteer resource parents. She is the only neutral person in the district that parents can go to and be assured that their conversations remain confidential. Our parent liaison has created a great trust within the special ed and EL community. We agree that many parents do not know about ADR or trust the process. The district should definitely develop a brochure explaining and encouraging ADR. Being trained in facilitated IEPs is essential for any ADR personnel and would definitely be beneficial for all program specialists since they are generally called upon to facilitate the more difficult IEP meetings. Since we are a single district SELPA, the use of volunteer resource parents to facilitate IEP meetings with other parents is inappropriate and puts parent volunteers in an awkward position. We also do not agree that parent volunteers would be capable of managing the duties of the current parent liaison. Our resource parents are good, but they do not have the knowledge that is necessary to provide the support the parent liaison is required to do, nor do they have the time that would be required to provide adequate support to parents. Also, in multi-district SELPAs, the program specialists report under the SELPA director to ensure that the services recommended are the most appropriate services offered. That would be the purpose of the manager meetings. It performs the SELPA function in the single district SELPA where the assistant superintendent can wear the SELPA director hat to ensure compliance and due diligence. FCMAT also recommends eliminating the behavior manager position and assigning those oversight responsibilities to the special education administrator for an annual savings of $111,576. FCMAT then recommends we continue to monitor and review the cost of the behavior management program and ensure that it is cost effective. To clarify, this position is currently split 90% manager and 10% caseload. The behavior manager provides clinical oversight to the behavior team. Additional responsibilities include the training of 4 behavior specialists and 4 behavior assistants. She also oversees 3 contracted behavior employees and manages the autism task force. As reported by FCMAT, we actually need more behaviorists to support teachers so fewer students are moved into non-public schools. As the district plans to bring more students back from non-public schools, behaviorists will be needed to assist with these transitions. In addition, we feel that the behavior manager is warranted for clinical oversight of the behavioral support team to ensure that the most appropriate supports are administered to our students. This supervision is a vital role in the cure for disproportionality that is in our district. We would also like to clarify that the behaviorists do not receive overtime pay as stated on page 23 of the FCMAT report. FCMAT is also recommending eliminating 5 speech-language pathologists at a savings of almost $405,000. We are quite confused by this recommendation since parents we have spoken to state the speech pathologists at their schools are handling more students than the average caseload and they are struggling to provide needed service. We would like to caution the district to not just look at the caseload numbers, but at the students who are being served and the required service time for these students. We're not sure if it is feasible for our speech pathologists to serve more students. FCMAT is also recommending adjusting caseloads for our designated instructional service providers, specifically our visually handicapped, itinerant, and orientation and mobility teachers for a cost savings of $56,231, and our adaptive PE teachers for a cost savings of almost $72,000. Again, we would caution the district to analyze the students who are being served and examine not only the required amount of time required to serve these students, but also the travel time and the number of school sites they are serving. We understand there has always been an issue with the psychologists needing to work overtime to complete assessment reports. Assessments are mandated for initial evals and triannual reports. If the district was to reduce or eliminate overtime pay, we would need to hire additional psychologists to perform assessments. Psychologists are essential to choosing appropriate placements and vital to the cure of disproportionality. They have many roles in our district and provide services previously performed by others whose positions have been eliminated. Psychologists provide testing, analysis, and counseling. They attend IEP meetings, which may fall into overtime hours. They must also attend trainings and meetings. Although the CAC cannot support or oppose the FCMAT recommendation to eliminate overtime and provide a cure for the issues faced, we advise the administration to meet with the psychologists and their union to listen to their needs and meet a compromise to ensure the district retains the services of highly qualified personnel. In regards to non-public schools, FCMAT states for maximum savings while maintaining appropriate programs for students, the district should continue efforts to develop district programs staffed with highly qualified district-obtained personnel. FCMAT identified 3 program options for district expansion and the creation of new options for a potential savings of $2.1 million per year. Parents who responded to the CAC regarding the report agree that we have too many students attending non-public schools. Students who are currently in non-public schools fall into 4 categories. First, we have students that don't belong in non-public schools but have been placed there for behavioral reasons. It should not have been a surprise for our district to have found themselves in a significantly disproportionality status. Teachers without adequate support have been unable to handle students who have severe behavior issues. Therefore, students have been placed in non-public schools inappropriately. As stated in the district's plan in dealing with our disproportionality issues and mentioned in the FCMAT report, behaviorists must be available to work with teachers and provide the support necessary